What's up, beautiful people? It's your girl Becky with 2Ks, and you're tuned into the wonderfully weird yet oddly interesting podcast channel thing, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. I don't know what this is anymore, but what's up, y'all? Welcome to the channel. And from the title, I'm sure you can guess what this video is going to be about. And I'm sure some of you may have seen it, or maybe some of you haven't seen it. But today's video is basically a movie review / recap of Deep Rising 1998, because I just had a really good fucking time watching it. It was so entertaining and extremely extra for no reason. So I'm gonna just jump right into the video. So the movie starts off showing this guy named John and his crew of two. Joey, who's played by Benny from The Mummy, and this woman named Layla. And John, he owns this business where he takes random people anywhere that they want to go by boat. And he's got this stupid ass business motto: if the cash is there, we don't care. Like, even his crew thinks it's stupid as hell, because it is. Anyway, John and his crew are taking another crew of guys wherever in the fuck it is that they're going. And the other crew is ran by this guy whose name I can't remember. So I call him Eyebrows because he got these evil movie villain ass eyebrows, epic as fuck. Okay, and his crew is made up of classic movie villain Clifton Powell, the guy that plays Travis from Fear the Walking Dead, this Guardians of the Galaxy dude, the one guy with the 90s hoop earrings, and then this leather jacket dude. So anyway, John and his crew have like this super ass sketchy conversation with Eyebrows and Clifton Powell. And Eyebrows basically asks John, like, you don't care where we're going? And in his 90s action hero ass voice, John says,
I get paid to shut up and do my job, so I shut up and do my job.
Then the shot pans to this big ass luxurious cruise ship. The inside is nice as hell, for real. There's lots of music, food, and drinks being served by waiters. There's acts with costumes all over the place. Motherfuckers throwing fire. There's gambling and all kinds of shit going on. They was kicking it tough as fuck on that motherfucker. Then this guy with this white suit named Simon, he comes out all excited about the maiden voyage of the Argonauts. And okay, he didn't call it the Argonauts. It's actually called the Argonautica. But when he first said it, I swear to God, he said Argonauts. Anyway, he makes this stupid ass speech about how it was always his life's dream to have this big, most luxurious, most expensive boat ever, and how his maiden voyage has made him realize that his stupid ass life's dream has come true. And then everyone screams, Argonauts! There's like hundreds of people on this boat too, okay? And one of them is Trillian, this lady here in this red dress. She quote unquote accidentally bumps into the captain of the ship and steals his wallet and key card to the ship. Back up on John's boat, things are getting a little weird, and Joey is starting to get super suspicious of Eyebrows and his crew's intentions. So Joey sneaks off and finds out that Eyebrows and his crew brought some fucking torpedoes on the boat. Before Joey could run and go tell John, he gets caught by the Guardians of the Galaxy dude, and Guardians of the Galaxy dude and the rest of Eyebrows' crew, they stomp him the fuck out. So John ends up having to intervene after Layla told him to, and he goes and has like some heated words with Eyebrows and the crew, and then he grabs Joey and they head back upstairs. That's when Joey tells John and Layla what he saw, and now John realizes that he's got a stupid ass business motto. Back on the boat on the cruise ship, Trillian thieving ass is trying to get jewelry and other valuables out of the passengers' safes and with the key card that she stole from the captain. She gets caught though by Simon, the captain, and like a few other people. And Simon tells her basically that he has this warrant for her arrest, that she's wanted in multiple countries for all kinds of fucked up shit. So Simon bitch slaps the fuck out of Trillian and they throw her in the refrigerator for the remainder of the cruise. In the systems operations room on the cruise ship, they show someone's hands doing some shady ass 90s type shit to stop the cruise ship from working. And eventually, all of the systems are disengaged and it leaves the boat blind at sea, and it, takes down their communication and sends the crew into a panic. Now over on John's boat, him and Layla see that two of Eyebrows' crew are setting up a torpedo launcher on the front of his boat, which he ain't real happy about. And at this moment, he starts to question what's really going on. But like, come on, John, you fucking idiot. Put two and two together. There's torpedoes in the bottom of your boat, and there's a torpedo launcher on the top of your boat in the front. Whatever the fuck these guys are doing, it ain't good. In the bottom of his boat, Eyebrows is handing out these big ass action movie guns to his crew, and his crew is so thirsty to start shooting some shit up with them things. Now, while all of this is going on, the camera pans back over to the cruise ship where shit is finna get real. One of the crew members notices that something is approaching the ship from below and it's moving fast. And a few moments later, they get hit from below and all hell breaks loose. The boat starts rocking and people start falling down the steps and over tables. Bodies is falling over banisters. Motherfuckers are running and screaming and trampling over each other. Glass is breaking. Trillian is in the refrigerator being tossed around like a salad and getting crushed by boxes. And then one of the boats that's hanging on the side of the cruise ship falls into the water. And then there's this one epic ass scene when this lady runs into the bathroom and she locks the door. She sits out on the toilet and just starts bawling, crying because she traumatized as fuck. And out of nowhere, something pulls her right through the toilet, like folded sis like a shirt, and pulled her through the toilet. Blood splattered everywhere. It was absolutely hilarious. I guess she took the last dump. Back out at sea, John is having trouble seeing straight ahead because it's storming. So John and Layla, they don't see that they're about to hit something until they're like right up on it. And it turns out that it's the boat that fell off the side of the Argonaut. And it's so funny because literally the second they bump into this boat, it explodes and makes a huge hole in the side of the boat. John's crew and Eyebrow's crew are all freaking out, and they're running around the boat trying to put out little fires so they don't blow up any torpedoes. A few moments later, they arrived at their destination in the middle of the ocean, which, surprise, surprise, was the Argonaut all along. John tells Eyebrows that a big old ship like that has a million ways to call for help, and Eyebrows tells him not anymore. So by now, Eyebrows is like, you know what, I don't trust John and his crew, and he tells John, you and Joey, y'all are gonna come with me and my crew on the boat, and Layla can stay behind with Leather Jacket dude so she can fix y'all's boat. Once they board the ship, they start looking for the people. So they get into the main room in the ship, and they see the aftermath of everyone falling and busting their ass after the ship got hit by something. So while they're looking for the passengers, they hear the elevator ding, and they all point their guns anticipating the worst. When the elevator opened, it was blood everywhere, so that kind of put them on edge. While they're in one of the gambling areas, they're looking around all suspicious, and Clifton Powell is stealing money off of gambling tables when they hear a noise from behind. They all freak the fuck out, turn around, and start dumping bullets. I mean, they lit that motherfucker up like it was the 4th of July. So by this time, Eyebrows is like, okay, let's just do whatever job it is that we came to do. So he has John, Joey, Hoop Earrings, and Travis go get in the bottom of the ship, to find people and to also look for supplies. And he's like, me and the rest of us, we're gonna go up to the bridge. So while all of that's going on, Trillian is just now waking up in the refrigerator, and she's trying to find a way out. She has an idea to use the hairpin or key or whatever it was that was in her hair to try to unlock the door. And she ends up short-circuiting the lock, and it opens the door and she's able to escape. Meanwhile, over on John's ship, Layla is trying to fix the ship while Leather Jacket dude is up top keeping watch. Now, Layla's hearing noises and starts glancing around, and she brushes it off, and then she keeps working. And a few moments later, a bloated ass dead body washes up next to her, and she freaks out and stands up and starts trying to get a closer look at the body. And while she's getting a closer look at the body, sis gets snatched under the sea, unfortunately, never to be seen or heard from again. Back on the cruise ship, John and Joey are getting parts together for their boat. So while they're getting supplies, Hoop Earrings dude hears a noise and he wants to go investigate for some odd reason. So he tells Travis to keep an eye on John and Joey. Hoop Earrings walks down a flooded hallway to investigate the noise he heard. And after scaring his bitch ass self with them wires that came falling from the ceiling, he composes himself again and he keeps looking. And well, he found what the fuck he was looking for and gets killed by the creature. When Hoop Earrings got grabbed, he was grabbed so fast, it sent his gun flying back into the room and onto the table in front of John and Joey. Then John and Joey look up and they see hella blood splattered on the pipes. So Travis hears this noise and he turns around and he's pointing a gun at John and Joey and he tries to blame them. He's like, "What did you do to my friend?" John tries to tell him something must be down here, but Travis ain't buying it. Simultaneously, upstairs, Eyebrows and them run into Trillian, who just escaped from the refrigerator. And Trillian tells them, like, "Whoa, chill out, bruh. Like, I am just a passenger. I don't know what the hell is going on." So Guardians of the Galaxy dude takes the key card from her and he tries to open up this door that's locked. So the second he gets this door open, he gets hit in the head with an axe by none other than Simon in his little white suit. So Clifton Powell and the other guy, they start dumping bullets into the room.
Son of a bitch!
So during this confusion, Trillian sneaks off and Simon says he thought they were one of the creatures, but Eyebrows' crew doesn't know what he's talking about. Eyebrows gets a call from Travis downstairs via a little radio, and Travis tells Eyebrows that Hoop Earrings is dead while John is screaming that something grabbed him. Travis gets all hostile and tells John to shut up because it's only him and them downstairs. And at that moment, he gets scooped up by the creature and he dies. Well, before he does, he gets beat around on a couple of them poles and shit. But he eventually dies. So John grabs the gun and Joey grabs the parts and they get the fuck out of Dodge. So at this point, they're being chased by the thing down the hallway. And they run and get into the elevator. And when they get on the elevator, they see that Trillian's on the elevator. Eventually, Eyebrows and the rest of his crew, they meet them on the elevator as well. There's this scene on the elevator where the elevator is falling. And I swear that elevator should not have been falling for as long and as far as it was. Like, how many damn levels does this shit have? The elevator finally stops on the bottom floor. When they get off, there's bodies and blood everywhere. John tries to grab a gun off the floor because now he's shook, but Eyebrows stops him because he don't trust him. Almost immediately after, the door and walls start crunching. So Eyebrows kind of looks over at John and, kicks the gun over to him because something clearly is going on. They start walking up to see if they could find out what it is. And while they're doing that, Clifton Powell is also inching up as well, but he accidentally steps on the skull and breaks it, and the creature hears it. And so the creature, whatever it is, starts crushing on the walls again, and they all start running out the hallway. They end up making it to a safer area where they can catch their breath, and that's when Clifton Powell suggests that they call the Navy or some shit. The captain tells them they can't because something jammed the system. And that's when John turns around and he's like, "Not something, someone." And he basically tells, everybody else, like, I feel like Eyebrows must have known somebody on the ship to knock out the communication. John basically calls a spade and says, "Simon, I think it's you." Simon then tells this story about how his dumbass spent $480 million fucking dollars to make this dumbass dream of his come true. And he couldn't keep it up because it cost more to keep it running than he would have been able to make from it. And the bank was going to foreclose it. And so what he was going to do was sink the ship and get the insurance money. Now everyone is mad as hell at him. He gets choked up by Clifton Powell and ends up having to throw hands with the captain because the captain was sick of his shit. Now while all of this shit is going on, some stuff that looks like cum fell on Joey's jacket. They all turned around and there is this huge nasty looking sea creature with tentacles up above them. And of course they start dumping on the creature too. And I feel like they must have had a cheat code for unlimited bullets because they were not running out of bullets in this movie. So they shoot this big old hole big enough in the creature that a man falls out. And he's covered in this nasty looking toxic sea creature cum. He looks gross as hell. hell. Gus Fring and Two-Face ain't have shit on the side of this dude's face. He turns his head and half of his face is missing. He's all bubbling at the mouth and walking closer and shit. And I don't know why they didn't pop his ass, cause I would have. Don't walk up on me all nasty as hell like that, sir. During their escape, they all run in different directions, and the captain ends up being grabbed by the creature and is trying to pull him down into his mouth. And John and Trillian try to save him, but the creature was too strong, and the creature ended up pulling Captain so hard that it cracked his leg and made Captain bust a split. And then the creature, he ate him. After Cap dies, Eyebrows and what's left of his crew and John, Joey, and Trillian are all looking for a way out. Simon tells them the only way out will be through the flooded water, and they can get to any door or hallway if they just swim through it. They devise a plan and decide that John, Eyebrows, and this guy are going to swim ahead and see if there's really a way out and to see if it's safe. Simon, Trillian, Joey, and Clifton Powell stay behind to keep watch. They end up being attacked by the sea creature that has toxic sea creature come, and one by one they end up jumping into the water to swim away. Clifton Powell ends up dying during his escape. Now all that's left is John, Trillian, Joey, Eyebrows, Simon, and this dude. They all debate whether or not they should wait for help, and John basically tells him it's too slim of a chance and he don't want to take the risk. He'd rather try and fix his boat and leave than wait for the creature to try to break in and kill them. Soon as they had this conversation, the creature sneaks up behind Eyebrows' friend and everyone starts backing up. He gets nervous and starts shooting. And eventually he forces the creature to retreat. But Eyebrows' friend gets a little bit too cocky and he ends up dying. And if he would have just walked away after it retreated, he probably would have still been alive. So now Trillian, John, Joey, Simon, and Eyebrows all run off. The sea creature starts fucking with them and he's closing every door that they try to run through. Simon then tells him that he thinks the sea creature is trying to guide them to the bowels of the ship. Simon tells everyone that if they wanted to get to the top of the boat, they would have to go this way, and that if they were going to the bowels, they would go in this direction. And he tells them, "Oh, I'll catch up," and that he has to catch his breath. Trillian, John, Joey, and Eyebrows all go through that door, and it turns out to be the bowels. There's hella bodies, all kinds of blood everywhere. That's when they notice Simon is missing, and they put two and two together, and they get the fuck out of there because the creature bursts through and tries to attack them. Trillian and John get separated from Eyebrows and Joey during their escape. Eyebrows is up betraying Joey and shoots him in the leg to try to get away from the creature. But Joey lives on and eventually runs back into Eyebrows a few minutes later, and poor bitch ass Eyebrows is being devoured by the sea creature. Joey tried to be nice to him and he gave him a gun so he could delete himself, but Eyebrows is a bitch and he tried to shoot Joey. He misses and Joey ends up running off, and Eyebrows is like, fuck it, I'm gonna go ahead and delete myself. I'd rather bust myself and then let the creature eat me than live through being digested. But when he tried to shoot himself, all the bullets were gone. Now, during all of this, John and Trillian were trying to find a way out because by now he lost a hold of the supplies that he needed to fix his boat.
Find the keys! Sure it's got gas!
Joey finds John on their boat, and they both have a moment where they get sad because they realize Layla is dead as fuck. John comes up with a plan to put his boat on autopilot and redirect it to the cruise ship and let the torpedo do its thing, and they'll take the jet skis to the nearest island. Simon is still alive and tries to kill John and Trillian so they can't tell on him about the insurance, and so he can steal the boat. Simon ends up getting away because John and Trillian get into a fight with the creature. John ends up winning the fight with the sea creature and he runs off with Trillian. They hop on a jet ski and they take off, okay? Simon jumps on to John's boat and ends up breaking his ankle and tries to get away. But Simon doesn't know that John and Joey already set the boat up on autopilot and in what direction for it to go. And there's this epic scene of them on the jet ski, speeding through the hallways of the flooded ship. The autopiloted boat finally reaches the cruise ship, and of course, the second it touches the cruise ship explodes while John and Trillian are midair. You always gotta have that midair explosion scene in every 90s action movie. In the end, John and Trillian make it to this island and they think Joey is dead. But surprise! Joey's not dead, he's alive. He had to float on this surfboard all the way to the island. And as the camera pans out, we hear a loud roar and we see something moving fast under the ground. And the movie ends with John saying,
Now what?
So yeah, that's what happened in Deep Rising 1998. I honestly wasn't expecting for me to enjoy that movie as much as I did. And I honestly didn't think it was gonna be hilarious either. Thought it was gonna be like one of those serious action movies. They had to have meant to make this be hilarious. I mean, it was great. How could you not love it? There was lots of cursing.
Jesus Christ, son of a bitch! Son of a bitch! Oh shit.
Fine wine.
Clifton
I made you
Powell.
gracefully, thank you.
Like a fine wine, my ass. You look more like a keg of beer to me. Jesus, no! No!
You know, I don't mean to sound like a pussy. This shit is starting to freak me out, man.
Evil movie villain ass eyebrows.
Triple pulse assault rifle, rotating barrels, 1,000 round capacity, auto cooling watertight.
It was a great cast, you know, pretty women. It was just a good time. It was a fun movie to watch and kind of encouraged me to watch more 90s action movies because if they're all ridiculous like this, then man, I'm in store for a treat. But I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Hope you have a good day. It's your girl Becky with 2Ks and I'm out.